What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and welcome to another episode of the Mosh Pit Reviews, where I take a look at some hard rock heavy metal albums and review them from the calendar year of 2018. And this is going to be my second review of the week. I'm a day late from scheduled. That's because I was kind of trying to figure out what other albums that came out before that god-awful Catharsis album came out that I would want to check out. And after watching this review from Banger TV, from Bradley Zorddragger of Aggressive Tendencies, from a band called Genocide Pact, with an album called Order of Torment. Now, this is the first time I've ever heard of this band. And they're supposedly a band from Washington, D.C., and 2/3 of the members make up a grindcore band called Disciples of Christ. And then they came together to form pretty much like a very unique death metal band for the modern era. And this is their second album as far as I know. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever heard of a band called Genocide Pact, and this album, like I said, is called Order of Torment. So basically, the reason why this review is so short is because, well, this is a pretty short album. 8 tracks at only 39 minutes, and basically, how I would describe this album is like as if you're in a cavernous grave being buried alive, and while you're being buried alive, you're just getting bludgeoned with, like, sledgehammers. That's the atmosphere and the vibe I get from this album, because it sounds like, to me, the sound of the album is like a mixture of early incantation, like the Onward to Golgotha era, mixed with Swedish death metal guitar sound. Like, the guitars remind me so much of listening to bands like Entombed, Grave, Dismember, Unleashed, while the musicality behind it sounds so much like early incantation or Death Doom as a whole. So to me, this is like buzzsaw, brutal Death Doom is the best way I could describe the music behind this album. Vocals, probably some of the strongest death metal vocals I've heard in a long time. The vocals sound so much like early incantation and some of the brutal death metal bands that are out there today. As far as tracks go, the one track I really wanted to dig into was the song Pain Reprisal, because this song had so much to offer. It has a great amount of the brutal death metal blast beats with a death doom atmosphere to it. And also there is a part in the track that is paying an homage to Cannibal Corpse Hammer Smashed Face, where it does that dun 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 dun. There's a part in there after a sleigh of blast beats. It goes into that part, and then another blast beat, and then it goes back into like the Death Doom sections. So basically, if you like a combination of brutal death metal, Swedish death metal, and Death Doom, this may be an interesting musical journey for you. For me, this is a very good album. However, the only problem I found with this album is the fact that there was a lot of repetitive riffs that just kind of sounded the same to me, particularly in the first 2 tracks, Conquered and Disposed and Decimation Grid. It's like the end of the opening track going into the second track, like the riffs just sound so similar, and I was expecting a little bit more, but that doesn't deny the fact this is still a really good album. Overall, I would give this album an 84 out of 100. I recommend you check this album out if you're big into hybrid death metal style. This can be an album pretty much for you. So like I said, I know the review was short, but then again, this was a short album that all kind of flowed together really, really well. But my favorite track is Pain Reprisal, just because it was like the middle track of the album that combined the best of what this album had to offer, bringing in brutal death blast beats, that Swedish death metal guitar sound, and that Death Doom atmosphere with a capital death. So, there you have it. But for those who are watching this review that have heard this album, what did you guys think of Order of Torment by Genocide Pact? Leave a comment down below. But until my next review, which the next album I plan on checking out is Saxon Thunderbolt, because I love me some traditional heavy metal. But until next time, peace out, and have a good day.